Ane wa ye kone. Eshafio waba ye kone. Ane wa ye kone. Eshafio waba ye kone. Tala je wataleni Yehovah taleni. Ani wa ye kone. Eshafio waba ye kone. Oh wa ani wa ye kone. Eshafio waba ye kone. Tala je wataleni Yehovah taleni. Ani wa ye kone. Eshafio waba ye kone. Ani wa ye kone. Eshafio waba ye kone. Chobwe, 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 chobwe. Yeniabre ko. Yentiobia, yeniabre po. Ya persisa, yeniabre po. We want change. Yeniabre ko. We want change. Yeniabre ko. We want change. Yeniabre ko. Yadia, yeniabre ko. We want change. Yeniabre ko. We want change. Yeniabre ko. We want change. Yeniabre ko. Chobwe, 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 chobwe. DJ Boyanyum. Forever belongs to JM. Forever and ever. Forever and ever. Power belongs to JM. Forever. Power belongs to JM. Forever and ever. Power belongs to NDC. Forever. Power belongs to NDC. Forever and ever.
Please, let's all take our seats. No. Let's all take our seats, please. Please, shall we all take our seats? His Excellency will be joining us in no time. And we need to organize ourselves before he walks in. And so please, those of you at the gate, you can't be standing there. Please, can you all take your seats? Take your seats. Please, if you are behind the podium and you have a seat, kindly sit down. Respectfully. Please, those at the gates, can you sit down if you don't have to?
Arise for Ghana, oppression of the land, forward and seek your future, development our God, from victory to victory, the end is surely. Suzuza. Arise for Ghana, oppression of the land, forward and seek your future, development our good, from victory to victory, the end is surely, stable democrat, Ghana. I was letting unity from victory to victory. The end is surely stable democrat. Ghana, I was letting unity.
Thank you. You can end it now. Thank you. Please, shall we all take our seats? Shall we all take our seats? This is a very important program. His Excellency is in the auditorium. Let's accord him the needed courtesy. And so let's all remain silent. Ghana is listening. The world is watching. This address is not for those of us in this auditorium alone. The whole nation is listening. The world is listening and watching. And so remain quiet so that we can start. Security, can you now close the door? Ladies and gentlemen, the hour we've all been waiting for is here. Let me acknowledge the presence of the General Secretary of the party, Honorable Johnson Asiedun Ketia. Let me acknowledge the presence of the National Chairman of the NDC, Honorable Samuel Ofosu-Ampofo. Let me also acknowledge the presence of our majority leader in waiting, Honorable Haruna Idrusu. And let me acknowledge the presence of our vice presidential candidate, our mother, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman. Now, at this stage, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome the man who will be addressing us this evening, a man who is a consummate Democrat. He's won elections, and even when he lost, he accepted it in the year 2016. He led us to battle in the year 2020. Today, the NDC has won in 9 regions out of 16. We've won the administrative capital of Ghana. He led us to battle, and today we have risen from 106 seats in parliament to 140 seats. Ladies and gentlemen, with a standing ovation and a round of applause, let's welcome to the podium His Excellency, His Excellency, His Excellency, His Excellency, His Excellency, His Excellency, John Dramani Mahama. Thank you.
Now it's not funny, I need that soul. I'll be right, Papa. Oh, and if why I know, why I know, I'm a yes, let you man.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Ghanaians, my brothers and sisters. Allow me to begin by expressing my deepest gratitude to you for your tremendous support, which you expressed overwhelmingly and convincingly at the polls. There's no doubt that Ghanaians from every region of this great nation of ours voted for change. And we did so in both the presidential and parliamentary elections. I'm a staunch believer in the experiment of democracy, the system of governance that allows the ultimate decision-making power to rest in the hands of you, the good people of Ghana. We, the people, who, with an eye towards the future we would like for our dear country, elect representatives to go forward and realize that vision. Government serves at the choice, direction, and pleasure of the people of this great nation. And I have had the honor and privilege to serve my country in all levels of government. When in 2016, at the end of my first full term as president, I ran for re-election as an incumbent candidate, I respected the will of the people. I conceded, I stepped aside, and I set in motion a peaceful transfer of power because I understood that it was the will of the people. And if we are to progress as a nation, if we are to live up to the inheritance of our history, one for which people have paid the ultimate price, the sacred verdict of the people must be respected. It must be protected. It has been my pledge throughout my time of service as a representative to the good people of Ghana to do exactly that. And that is why I stand before you tonight unwilling to accept the fictionalized results of a flawed election. My brothers and sisters, it is important to remember that the government that is in power controls all of the state resources and oversees all of the state's institutions. The line he treads between his loyalty to the power that is held by the people and by his own desire to hold on to power can be a very thin one indeed. We went into the 2020 presidential and parliamentary elections with assurances from the Electoral Commission and the relevant state actors that it will be conducted in an atmosphere free from fear and that it will be fair, transparent, and credible. Unfortunately, that has not been the case. What we witnessed across the country from Monday, 7th December 2020, exposed a deliberate plan to manipulate and predetermine the results of the election in favor of the incumbent candidate, Nana Akufo-Addo, who, as so happens, controls all of the state resources and oversees the state institutions. Despite all of the ruling party's inducements, use of monetary enticements, and other such schemes on a scale never before seen in the history of this country, the good people of this country understood what was at stake. And it was clear as the results of the votes that were legally cast that the National Democratic Congress won the presidential and parliamentary elections. No amount of trickery, sleight of hand, or obfuscation will erase that reality. I'm extremely proud of our parliamentary candidates who have earned for themselves the title of giant elephant killers. We went into the parliamentary elections with a deficit of 63 seats. We made up for our 2016 losses, and we're now set to become the majority in Parliament. This historic feat, after only one term, demonstrates the strength of our great party and the strength of the mandate given to us by the good people of Ghana to lead. In respect of the presidential elections, the facts and figures available to us from pink sheets and other evidence that has unfolded across the country indicate that numerous steps have been taken to manipulate the results of the election in favor of the incumbent. This calls into question the credibility of one of our most important institutional pillars of democracy, the Electoral Commission. It is now obvious to many objective minds that the Commission and its chairperson have been used to manipulate results from the various constituencies and in that process seek to subvert the sovereign will of the Ghanaian people. My brothers and sisters, one matter requires special mention. The use of the military in this election is unprecedented in our history. Armed forces featured heavily as an intimidating measure to reverse election results, and they continue to be used in the same intimidating role to insist on recounts in areas in which the incumbent has lost, while arm-twisting election officers during these supposed recounts. We will not accept anything short of a declaration of the legitimate result. I said we will not accept anything short of a declaration of the legitimate results which point to an NDC parliamentary majority. My brothers and sisters, advisedly since the inception of the Fourth Republic, final election results have always been declared within a 72-hour period to allow for thorough and diligent collation. Surprisingly, this Electoral Commission chairperson announced quite suspiciously, and for reasons known to her, a hurried 24-hour deadline, which, as we all know, could not and would not be met. The chairperson of the EC, in less than 24 hours after her declaration, has admitted that she made unacceptable errors which go to the heart of the entire electoral process and cast deep doubt on the credibility of the announced outcome. The Electoral Commission of Ghana has never brought its credibility to this historic low at such a crucial moment of election results declaration. In fact, the litany of irregularities and blatant attempts at rigging for a candidate is obvious and most embarrassing. Ghana has come too far in our democracy, in our transparency, and in our well-earned international reputation for free and fair and non-violent elections to find ourselves here, where we are in respect of this election. As has been announced by my party, the National Democratic Congress, we are unable to accept the outcome of the election as declared by the Electoral Commission Chairperson, Mrs. June Mensah. These results are flawed and discredited. When it comes to the parliamentary election, the NDC won a working majority of 140 seats. What has happened since the election has been a deliberate attempt targeting 5 constituencies of the 140 to steal and thus subvert the people's verdict. A closer look and detailed examination of the constituency-specific facts casts very dark clouds on our democracy. And allow me to speak in specifics so our claims are well known. In Sechuyoso, the results were declared without the content of one ballot box being counted. The parties had agreed that an issue of alleged overvoting should be referred to the collation center to be resolved. That ballot box mysteriously disappeared en route to the collation center. Nevertheless, results were declared in favor of the NPP candidate. In Upper Juncture West, the EC official deferred the declaration of the results because of alleged death threats. The results favor the NDC candidate, as has been confirmed earlier today. In Senate West, a ballot box was snatched and the culprit was apprehended. The seal of the NPP must have become dislodged in the ensuing scuffle with the culprit. That of the NDC and the Electoral Commission remained intact. However, NPP would not allow the contents of the ballot box to be counted and added to the lot because it would obviously favor the NDC. In Techiman South, the NDC won quite clearly, but for whatever unknown reasons, the military was invited. In the ensuing melee, 2 people were shot and killed by the military. 8 persons were injured and hospitalized. A 3rd person, who was one of those hospitalized from gunshot injuries, has now been pronounced dead. These are three Ghanaians who wanted nothing more than for their country to fulfill its promise of democracy and ended up losing their lives at the hands of the military that is meant to safeguard their rights as citizens. They include Abdallah Ayarik, 18 years of age only, and Tajuddin Al-Hassan, 39 years of age. The results have allegedly been strangely declared for the MPP, even though the EC chair claims to have left Techiman South out of her declaration. After an audit and review of our pink sheets, and I wish to announce that we have all our pink sheets signed. After an audit and review of our pink sheets for Techiman South, we can confirm to you, ladies and gentlemen, that the NDC won the parliamentary seat as follows. NDC secured 50,417 votes, and NPP secured 49,825 votes. In the Eastern region, the results in the presidential elections, which were collated and signed by all the parties, were not the same ones that were transmitted from the regional electoral commission offices to Accra. The padded figures have since been exposed. The Ashanti region provides fundamental problems that require further investigation and a full electoral forensic audit. Evidence gathered across board shows that the aggregates on the summary sheets of some constituencies do not reflect the individual results on the polling station pink sheets. You may also recall that prior to the election day, December 7th, there were many incidences where ballot papers thumb-printed in favor of candidate Nana Akufo-Addo were found at various locations. In Bantama, for instance, it was noticed that the portion of the pink sheets reserved for recording the number of persons biometrically verified had not been filled on a large number of the pink sheets. When our agent requested for the biometric machine to confirm the recorded results, they were denied access, with the explanation that they were recorded in a book, to which they were also denied access. My brothers and sisters, these are serious issues, ones that attack the very foundation of our democracy and our rights as citizens of this sovereign nation to elect our representatives and to have a say in who leads our government. It may interest you to know that since the inception of the Fourth Republic, agents of political parties represented in the collation room go through an agreed, settled procedure by which a declaration of final results are made. This involves the production of constituency-by-constituency results, which are then scrutinized by the agents, and after their consent, the said results are announced. Unfortunately, this time round, under this electoral commissioner, Jean Mensah, a different system was adopted, one in which bulk regional results were provided without supportive pink sheet data by which agents could validate the accuracy of the results. Consequently, not a single pink sheet from the constituencies supporting the bulk regional collation was provided. This is in direct violation of Regulation 3 and 44 of the Public Elections Regulation 2020 CI 127. Little wonder that the chairperson managed to obtain a cumulative figure of more than 100%. Of more than 100% in her declaration. On account of this, my party is confident that what has happened is a violation of the law. It is a violation of due process and therefore tantamount to an illegality. It is also a violation of an understanding we hold dear in this country, the understanding that this is not a dictatorship or a monarchy run by a single family for the benefit of a family. Ghana belongs to the people of Ghana, all of the people of Ghana. Would like to urge you, the media, civil society, and all election observers, to be resolute and present a fair and accurate account of what has transpired over this period. We request of the international community to remain engaged in what is happening in Ghana and take careful note of the current threat that is being waged on our democracy, our freedom, and our way of life. To all the NDC members and those who voted for us, I appeal to you not to be intimidated or cowed to submit to a dishonest process in the face of overwhelming evidence that supports the justness of our cause. I extend my deepest condolences to the families of all who were killed simply because they were determined to protect their votes from those whose thirst for power outweighs their love for our country. And so let us all at this point rise and observe a minute's silence in their honor. May their souls rest in perfect peace. My brothers and sisters, I know dark moments like these can make us question our resolve and confidence in the promise and potential of Ghana and our democracy and its institutions. But I choose to be a determined optimist based on my personal articles of faith, formed by long service to my country, including service in the high office of president. I urge you all to keep your confidence in Ghana and keep betting on the success of our democracy. This is a test of our ability within this democratic system to rise to the occasion and seek redress, to right all wrongs, to seek justice, to make every vote count, and to respect the sovereign will of the people. And let us not fail this test. Let history look back and be proud of how we united and stood up to fight for the people's fundamental rights to freely elect their leaders, devoid of crude political manipulation. And it is for this reason that my colleagues and I in the NDC will not accept what we know to be a fraudulent outcome of these elections. And we will take all legitimate steps to reverse this travesty of justice. Finally, let me assure our teeming supporters and the millions of Ghanaians who voted for change, the change which has been stolen in a real stolen verdict, that we are beefing up capacity in the constituencies where the ruling MPP is seeking to overturn our parliamentary victories already chalked. We're also deploying additional crack teams of lawyers and senior party officials to support these constituencies that are under siege. Also, in order not to leave any further infractions unaccounted for, the NDC will continue its meticulous audit of all the presidential pink sheets to ensure that the verdict of the people is upheld. These steps will surely lead to our next line of actions within the constraints of our democratic governance process, and all legitimate options are on the table. We want to send a caution to the EC that in line with Regulation 47 of CI 127, they should ensure that the election data is preserved for 1 year after elections. Let me assure you, my dear voter, that your vote will count. It is said that the voice of the people is the voice of God. And so let us go forth, knowing that God is on our side. And if God be for us, who can be against us? Ladies and gentlemen, my fellow countrymen, I thank you and do have a good night, and may God bless our homeland, Ghana.
John Mahama, John Mahama, John Mahama.
All right, that was for your sign about 1 hour with Munufie. Video where this was a video 2020 right after the elections, and John Dramani Mahama and the NDC held this press conference and then exhibited their displeasure about what the EC did during that election. Enti babia Ghana edin kudru ye no na nemani bi wo ha say ya na deba, but ye kwa ni no ye baba bepɛ say dear measures and NDC assign dear go kwa say sa nema na see on that fateful day on the 7th December 2020, the being saying could see him on the 7th of December 2024. Now, if you are, and then so you best have some discussions on this GPRT wow, on the new app whereby they are trying to shower the praises on Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Then we are going to look at the stupidity of the GPRT unit, say if they have senses in the society, you know. Frederick, Bibi Abokode.
Nyame adom senior.
Arahosema ba video we see. Me ankasa me fit Chima South na nipa His Excellency John Dramani Mahama bobo modin nyina na nipa. In fact, minimum wankasa. In fact, Taji ye nipa menene to the same area. In fact, if you fear what kind of the next 3 houses at Taji or a friend Taji baby. That was what we used to call him Entino. Because when he was growing up, and there was one Taji and a Pani and on a better Taji Ketwa. So in Hausa language, we used to call him Taji baby. Then my men say they said D baby no to my friend Ma baby. That is how we used to call of them. But because of elections and other matters relating to elections are easy. Any NPP, anti-man come up into no. They are a wholesome Cassia by Ayarek and so yeah, Abrantia, minim ne pa or Bangrala, menenete. But surprisingly, you nipa bi wo techimaya, or more prepare. And ne, or mother so at say, boot moon as if one then and signing say because of just election, of course, obi pesa or ye mampani and as obi pesa or ye MPNT. That is what brought about these kind of situations. But do you think the NDC lessons out of these kind of situations are ever, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I know say NDC as a party. Na me koso no ma me nchie tie for say de be na ya anya ni sa na say ya fa ni die ama omo.
All
Nti
right.
ye da obi bi ase say wa join ni na oni edi dwuma yi. Breathing is allowed. When say moje tu obi hwini mu den o platform no so. On koso ana on kan ho no mre ensem no bebre ho a ye beka.
Yeah.
Nti 24-hour economy no na ebu no kon dia ene bebre ho.
Oh, you might.
Adwuma yɛ paa. Alright. Nti sɛdeɛ na meka no, sɛ wohwɛ aftermath of election 2020 a nneɛma bebree na ɛyɛɛ dɛ ɛsisii mu. Na I think sɛ in the first place, NDC takii nneɛma lightly ɛwɔ Ayawa so West Wagon by elections no. But after sɛ yɛto aba wie 2024 no, because Ghana elections na nka mostly no kasakasa sei a oyi wayɛ abate ebewie na nka biribiara di ntɔkwa nketenkete bi deɛ na normally ɛyɛ dɛ esi, but not to the extent sɛ ɛyɛ tutuo po ayɛ dɛ
Akunipa.
nipa. But unfortunately yɛn nuanom binom hwere wɔn nkwa through that. Na mekoyi me kandi obi ama abɛdi me so na me a mede me taxes ahwɛ no so a ɛno nso yɛbɔ me tu wɔ ho. Nso no for the first time no deɛ Mensa ne ne Nana Akufo-Addo pɛn so yi deɛ ɔmo etumi hwɛ ma saa nneɛma no yɛ dɛ.
Of course.
Na awerɛhosɛm ne sɛ yɛse Kotrɛ deɛ ɔto bo abɔ no ne ho nyɛ n'ahi sɛ deɛ ogyina nkyɛn ɛbɔ n'aba so sɛ n'ani yɛ dɛ ɛgyene, because yɛto aba no wie no woyi si no a woyɛ in charge na security ne biribiara hyɛ wo nsa no. At least nka kansɛm bi koraa na nkyekyere abusuafoɔ no werɛ a wɔse few deaths. That is the word she used. Say some few deaths. There is a wo kakraa bi. Nipa baako pɛ koraa hwere ne nkwa a ɛyɛ ade ketewa.
Enya de kepasa.
Wontumi mbɔ nipa. Wate aseɛ. Na sɛ nka wo na wowu yi a na wode hyia bi na ewu yi a nka wobɛtumi ahyɛ agye n'aba nkɔm. Nti no sɛdeɛ obi atie bi a wɔ n'abusua mu no, n'abusuafoɔ yɛ dɛ ne ho hia ma abusuafoɔ. Nti sɛ obi hwere ne nkwa a anka at least ɛsɛ ɔka asɛm bi ɛde kyekyere ɔmo bɛyɛ, because wo na wantumi anyɛ w'adwuma yie na saa adeɛ no ayɛ dɛ asi. Yɛsan nya MP ɛte parliament ɛka kyerɛ Ghanafoɔ sɛ ɔmo ɛyɛ akorɔmfoɔ. Nti yɛabɔ ɔmo tu a ɛnsɛ sɛ president bɛka ho hwee. Ampaniampa so bɛsi nnɛ president anyɛ dɛ anka ho hwee. So ate aseɛ. So it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. I think say somebody is trying to be an ignorant here. So when it comes to elections, police for a bit deploy or mark various no. It is the electoral commission and ɔhwɛ saa wei ni nyinaa, because abatoɔ nsɛnsɛm biara no ɛhyɛ electoral commission nsa. Nti wɔne police ni biribiara di nsawoso ha police station wei wɔ ha mehia this number of police wɔn bɛkɔ hɔ. Yisi na etimi determine areas a ɛhɔ ɛyɛ yɛayɛ wɔ term bi a de ma no sɛ te sɛ hɔ yɛ baabi a ntɔkwa akyɛ asi anaasɛ yes. Nti no ɔmo no hia more security yɛ dɛ ɛwɔ hɔ, ɛnyɛ polisifoɔ de determine saa yi no. Nti no yisi ɛna ɛyɛ n'asɛdeɛ sɛ ɛyɛ sɛ ɔyɛ dɛ ɔhwɛ ma security ɛbɛkɔ so ne biribi a ɛyɛ, because ɛyɛ part of his budget. Sɛ yɛbɛma securityfoɔ no ɔmo wɔ hɔ no aduane ne adeade nyinaa, ɛnyɛ yisi ne provide ɔmo aduane, ɛnyɛ policefoɔ no anaasɛ migrationfoɔ no ɔmo ade nti na ɛyɛ migration, police, firefoɔ nyinaa na ɛyɛ dɛ ɛbɔ mu kɔ. At that moment no they are under the electoral commission. Nti no onipa koro a ɔte hɔ a ɔkekakeka sɛ medical aka sɛ bleeding is allowed. Nti no sɛ nneɛma bi saa akɔ so a na ɛyɛ nhyehyɛeɛ bɔne a electoral commission de gu akwan mu a ɛma elections no ɛkɔyɛɛ saa deɛ ayɛ. Na yɛkɔ yɛn anim sɛdeɛ mekaeɛ no, Joe Wise a ɔfrɛ ne ho sɛ wɔyɛ deputy speaker ɛwɔ parliament. Otumi gyina simpie so ka kyerɛ Ghanafoɔ sɛ nkurɔfoɔ a wɔahwere wɔn nkwa, because at that moment no na ɛni MPP ne ɛni NDC saa time no
Debbie.
I know what one or two firm. So, but it's alright unfortunate say, or share the crowd near you now, Nipa no me day. Omuku omo no. Eno na ema saa no ma no ye dey. Ema okohu se dodo na ye NDC fo. Ana na America ne se obi wo kura na o twam akone ba bi o. Bullet no straight bullet ana ye dey. Ebe kan no ma no ewu ye. So ahu no. Enti no me de toto omukọ asem of elections na me hu ni say NDC so abifu up with omo strategies near omo security kakra, but there are more to do. So because I know asem of the enti amintimi for no nko a enya yi ni say ɛhɔ no asem of the no ɛyɛ kuro ba akɔpɛ ɛyɛ constituency ba akɔpɛ enti wobetimi de wo nkrɔfoɔ nyinaa yɛ dɛ akɔgu hɔ ayɛ protection. What if say the whole Ghana, are you ready for that? And not necessarily the issue, but I think say with some lessons now NDC are based on even about a tone for party executives, a can be day. Actually, say we are one month home or 2020 biano, annual executive biano. I think say grassroots for no who say want to mean money to a day or more try and change the new set of people a day. About a bit more few people be retaining over city there. So I think say all said and done, no, NDC is they are prepared, but they still need to do more. Said and now you buy any ball much. He said there are a lot for them to do, and the kind of language they speak, they should speak hard languages. Kasano, young Canadian, then man in Thomasun, and
Okay.
electoral commission. Nasun, no who say NDC is not coming into this election to come and joke. And one today, something was running through my mind. Now, no be number you make us say NDC should go into this election with their own electoral commission. They should go into this election with their own security. Even though we have those structures down, but they should also prepare themselves with all the backups, all the security codes, everything. Because said the Macano, 2 million will be added. So mobile mano NPP bio mano all time say yen jaya banu NDC yen banu NDC. So all we need handsomely, there is no doubt to say because one far banning a day. And so and I think say you share assemblyman election see any vigilance in normal now. I think say NDC is getting prepared. I mean, I
All
wouldn't
right.
say they are prepared, but they are getting prepared towards 2024 elections now.
All right.
It's
And
obvious.
now will be bisa questions or better join issue. But your number is 05081177781. A WhatsApp number and you bit my join live on WhatsApp. You bet me the wo aka hona ye na watwetwe enkomo no nti ba cho ba bia wo bia no betimi a join the program no. Ama yako. All right, Fred.
Yes, sir.
There is something I want us to do. See, we free where.
Okay.
Because I think say when the topic that na yede ba be room for and then you move forward. Me who say GPRCU for launch an app. Omo person omo chire say application no. So person bookie car, being taxi or trotro in Ghana, ubit ma download the app no na why. Now, surprisingly, they were trying to give the credit to His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia say on the digitalization agenda aba. Now, that kind of stupidity no must stop in Ghana because GPLTU and you kitwa say we better drag the whole GPLTU into politics. I remember a bit of background history. Nipana or the Uber ebayano. He has nothing to do with politics.
Yeah.
Purely business no way.
Sure.
And then he was using his brains to develop an app.
Sure.
Now, or they are Uber. And they call the whole world that Uber.
Sure.
Former taxifier, and friend Bolt, and as a Bolt. It was developed just right across here now. Estonian, a young boy.
Okay.
When he developed it, he was around 18 years. And he developed that app.
Yeah.
I mean, remember the story and say, he was trying to we SS, me fan say Ghana where we SS now Oko University.
Okay.
Until we finish that university campus Now up a car, but he has to walk to the taxi rank akɔfa car ɛna obi sa no sɛ na ade na mintimi mfa ade bi ma taxi ni bitimi aba me fie abefa me de me akɔ nti also ɔdan ne ho no kɔ kyerɛ ne maame sɛ sika na mo de be mama kɔ university no me pɛ sɛ mo mfa maame na me fa develop an app I do book taxi ɛna sɛ be ne maame so wadwen nyɛ ko school na kɔpɛ adwuma papa bia and you say from there no or contact no for bien no for no taxi driver I think say Poland or so if I remember correctly.
Okay.
And no discuss chain no offer and no offer money Bosnia kakra and no develop a app no. Then he called it Taxify. He started in Estonia for capital if in Tallinn. Taxify bought a certificate. Then it is expanded through the Baltic Sea to Poland, Latvia, and then cross the bar. The Nordic countries, Finland, Denmark, Norway, Iceland, and they build baby. Shatawale, Ghana. Say Shatawale will taxi app.
Yeah.
Shatawale has nothing to do with politics.
Yes.
And if the whole GPRTU, I will say, season a do they need an app to help the driver and the customer to get in touch. Add internet on the credit to come out. Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. Is it that they don't have the brains to think and ask again? What do you think it makes them doing this kind of stupid things?
No, you see, these are some of the things we keep saying. Say, na ama ye Ghana ye bibia nye day enkoso. All systems have been politicized. So what you say, intine uko judiciary the same thing. Uko electoral commissioner the same thing. Almost everything has been politicized. So who and no na idea say o man no ha o man no and ha o man no seriously me problem ni say say you can say all the credits everyone will be in terms of internet connectivity and I say everything concerning internet and digitalization. It has a foundation, right? And the foundation started from somewhere, and somebody has built it up to a certain level. I don't see any impact Baumia has made in terms of digitalization. I mean, I don't see anything. There's nothing.
No, I don't even want us to do about the word digitalization. Because if the whole enterprise say GPRTU, one will say, baby, you want to develop an app.
No, Google
app to do that.
Google Map to make us need the buy now. No, Google Map baby I will see Google for now map. Enti no answer say oh baby a wo kon address baby a beduru bia wo bohye mu a wo betimi aye dey wo betimi allocate place na kono wa se one na de ba Ghana so it's like everything concerning this thing no because he wants to make relevant then because he has made his useless economy into he wants to hide himself somewhere which Ghanaians are wide awake yeni adaho yeni ate. Enti saa normal way num na wonam a wo de yibo etoto waache num ne saa normal na no America no no fa hwe ma and so ne ka no so ahu leadership of this groups no omon ka ho bi na oman ne ye dey no so ati ase okofo GPRT for sika e de ko build the app now the credit come aban a what are you saying, what are you implying? No say oh ho kire wa we there na wo ka kire enkrofo and you see you are leading these people astray sa enkrofo we num na wo no mo ye adwuma ni nyina no I say obu wo mo kwasiafo wafo ye sika de akwa ya ade wo be the app ni wie ya na kira na wote na office say be the app bi ba na sa app ne ye taxi app ni ade even in the first place what is the usefulness of that app? Because when you come to Europe, apart from boat and other things, we still have our taxis. And you pay free airport. You see the taxis are there. No, why they want for taxis so a station or load. So be why you walk straight to that place and go there and find out. So what I say. So me, I don't see why what stations are. Load from maybe Kasua to this place. I hear taxi rank or how we all my now so compare the app or more. How are they going to use the app in the first place? So how are you going to use the app? And also who go station you are no actually taxi when I'm a person me front and then me family because we already have this one in the system. What did that? So no running there 2% free normal station taxi business no more GPRT business where you move and go and join them. But
Yeah.
as long as person will remain you or you load at the station, go to your destination and return. No one will see what person or demand. Everywhere you go, the taxi business still runs. France is higher away.
You had the kit will be your screen so. If you can actually give me some short time now,
No problem. No problem.
All right.
Yeah, educating team.
All right. Enti Epacho, wow, hear me be on our screen. No? I have this website and I said this tool. We used to call them tools because I have always said on my show, and I just don't want to be lying to people about Nema ABA exists, but somebody might think say it doesn't exist. So let me take this one off and then bring on this kind of service. And see, Fred, I think that I have to do this. Me in life in table for a while, maybe I know. I think that if there's something wrong, you just forgive me because I'm just doing it live here. So let me add this one to the screen and then let me take Fred away. Okay, let me just do this case here. I don't know. You say if it's gonna be on our screen. Let me just try to see which ones should come bigger and other things. This is the first time I'm just trying to do this kind of things in Tino. Maybe I'll try to get the larger one. Na me de ababe to so. Inti wow, hear me piano. I'm trying to shift something here. It's confusing me. Inti wo hear me another cheme. Fred, well, let me just take you off. Then we do this thing.
No problem.
But I will just take you off the screen a little bit.
Okay.
All right. So on my screen, Epacho say, let me just put myself somewhere smaller. All right. Ibabe Google on this Fiverr work. Ibabe pay taxi app. Say how much does it actually cost? The taxi app. And see, let's write here taxi app. Then you tell me say let me just try to connect with my Google account. And then I'm just connecting to my Google account, then we all see what is going to happen on the screen here. All right, so I'm in the app from here. So let's search for taxi app on our screen. Then say what we are doing here is say, taxi app na GPRT you for I almost a fancy man like it to the mood of miano. Yeah, but we have an app on a old developer cost saying. All right. So the first guy here, if I just say whom is screen this one, this guy. Or say I will deliver taxi app and ride sharing app like Uber, Lyft, and Clone, and then the guy say he's gonna charge 95.87 euros. Sika also, you know, Fred, but I just whose screen is so. It's your own. Let me try to see if I can make it larger. Cecilia Abaka say, Aba, I'm just fine with myself. The only good thing I just want to do is say, I think so that is something. Then, but you get my sound right. Good. So this guy says, so developer taxi app, I'll bet you 95, less than 100 euros. Let's go to the next one. I say I will develop Uber clone taxi booking app and obeji 287 for the basic one. For the standard, obeji 1019 or 1113. And then for the premium, obeji 2000, which is less than 3,000 euros. Assembly again. The premium package, you know, if I show you how the cross obey. What do you mean? Yes, I just want us to learn something from all these kind of things. I'll say this package includes Android app, iOS app, website, and admin panel. I'll say Scout no. And see if I chose a GPRT for is less than $3,000. I app. Now they come to tell us about me and I. It's very insultive. Let's go to the next one. This one also says, he also charge. Okay, I think that this is the same one that I just did. The standard one is 2,000 and the premium one is 4,000. And then they tell whatever they will do. So this is the amount of money. The taxi app, this is the amount of money they're going to charge. Fred, you have got the last final one. No. So the final one, number say, or see the basic one, no. I will develop taxi booking app like Uber app, Uber clone taxi app, whatever. This is the guy. Basic one, or budget less than 1,000 euros. The standard one, 4,000, and then the premium one, 9,000 plus. All right. So this is how much these guys are ready to take. Fred. So this was the programmer.
I think that Obama a little explanation on standard, premium, and I'm saying somebody is confused here. So
okay, so somebody might be confused. So in the meantime, if I'm screen, so then I explain it.
You pick just one and you tell us about the standard, the premium, what even the premium, what the premium does.
Okay.
What it entails.
Okay. Let me just bring it back on my screen. Then we try to see. Okay, so it's on our screen now. I don't know if it's okay, but for now, there is on our screen.
Yeah, it's there.
Do you think that it's a bit okay? And I say,
All
right, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you off.
No
then
problem. Yeah.
All right. So this is it, Fred. The basic one, no. We also develop an app and the basic one budget less than 100 euros. The basic one will include functional Android app. Obama Android app at say you use Nokia or this maybe use Nokia. Into be use Android phone and I say for Samsung those kind of things and app no be more. App no be say more iOS. App submission baba. Obesa ma app no be say ma icon obi o person who say be we be a GPRT for app and those kind of things in a splash screen and then the source code. Also sometimes you're coding main coding because it's a app. They use codes to write the app. Into so this code then in a bemount. Maybe a that change or no who and no and I say or developer we about when if a be our person will develop an app and a mawa. Who bet me I use code in the manipana. Isaac Frimpong is giving the same answer now, Medema, for the last one. So it is not about the app, but the maintenance and efficiency of the system, security mechanisms, and other things. So that is the source code, not the Bemano. Isaac Frimpong, you can actually develop or maintain or do everything from this. All right. Nti Marco. So the basic one, no, all the scanner within 10 days or the what they amount. That is also something you have to also take note of. Let's go to the standard. Standard costs less than 3,000 euros. Obama the same systems, you know, but or the 30 days in a year. Or the 30 days in a year. And always, Roya, you were asking, yes, actually, it costs to develop this kind of apps, it costs, some might cost less than 100 euros. So that is what is on our screen. And then the premium one, also, I will develop our enterprise version Android app. And I was app development, you have different kinds of app development. And so we have the premium one, I'll bet you over 8,000 euros now. Or all the codes in the but obesa I maintain it app to suit corona wu free mono. They said Ghana you data management act and data breaching acts and other things in our making sure that all the systems in no enter comprise it. About your answer our questions in here. Yes. NA premium, yes. Yes. And see sometimes the enterprise version or the backstage of the app in Abema, say answer a driver we be sign it on. We wait me access driver maybe for taxi driver license for Webra, you see, but he was gonna give you almost all those kind of things in now. The batch say Ubi will question BBC on this thing we can. Actually, what I was doing is I just took it from Fiverr. So this is the tool a Fiverr a tool almost everybody might be on Fiverr. I myself am a seller on Fiverr. Until I can switch my account to seller, and then I can also, because only my DB you can actually be on Fiverr, then you sell the services on Fiverr. Until I also buy things on Fiverr and I also sell things on Fiverr. Until I don't know if somebody has any question to ask about Fiverr. This is something I used to be teaching also, because Ghana now we're accounting students that you want to be an accountant. You can actually be on Fiverr and then sell your services. Unim web design, unim website, unim those kind of things. You can actually. So when we come on Fiverr and maybe we try to look for maybe website designer. So we have website now, then it gives you the services. So let's pick something like website development or something like that. So somebody will actually design a website for you on Fiverr by taking only the basic one, about 76 euros, standard one less than 200 euros, and then the premium one less than 300 euros. And it depends on what you want and then the kind of services that you actually do want. And if I've been able to answer the question very well there, I think we can move on from there. So taxi app now, GPLT for Akoye, the fans ama Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. What I'm trying to arrive at, say, you could actually develop this kind of apps with less than 50,000 cities. So if say Obiko yes app way, nobody knows what the fans number the whole vice president, then the person is confused. Or what we are scanning, he is trying to tell GPRTU for say app no any expensive. Meanwhile, the app development wasn't that expensive.
Yeah, because so that is the point I'm making. And somebody saying it is not about the app development, but the maintenance and other things. That is not even the case. The fact that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia just are unnecessary fancy, that is what we are talking about.
Isaac is saying something very weird here. I say, don't trust anyone on Fiverr to develop anything for you. That's how security breaches happen, especially if you are collecting sensitive information. You are totally wrong. You are totally wrong. I don't think maybe what services be free Fiverr. I myself have bought a lot of services from Fiverr. Maybe you might not even know. And you are totally wrong. Obi or mouse education and information is misinforming you, Minia.
Yeah.
So sometimes, Isaac, you might be supporting Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, but don't exhibit your ignorance. Fiverr is excellent platformer. Adia Obinya free Fiverr, it's very, very perfect. Don't go there. Tell me so you don't even know, then we can educate you. That is how it is. And let's move on. Fred, so my exhibit actually was a GPLT in. It's either they are clueless, they are uneducated people, and I say, They are trying to drive politics into this kind of
they
thing.
are trying to. That is what they do. I've been telling you, say, omo lifestyle. Omo at 2016, omo a campaign party NDC. It's one of the groups, and their intention was that your mama has introduced this buses, Ayololo buses. They take them to go Majuma. Meanwhile, President Kufuor time or the buy
Metro Mass.
Metro Mass buy. Next state transport here then.
Oh.
Egu ye. Alongside now your mama a revival state transport no. STC no. Now or they Ayololo bus buy for inner you for Accra and you for the meantime no. I no cry no that those days our buses no cry no. Na internet here then. Ewom. Those buses no. Na internet here then. Ewom. Even STC here introducing recently out your mama time. There were internet inside the what? Inside the buses. What you say? And he said, never me have a travel catch say, and digitalization, but develop app, and my say, where you're funny. It doesn't make any sense. Excuse me.
Yes.
What I say? Because the thing has been in existence. I will that. He only want to associate himself with anything called internet. But ICT has been in existence. Information technology has been in existence for long, and it doesn't only limit to app development. There are so many things internet in there. So what I say. So you want to, because of that cheap politics now, and said American, and we need baby or Ghana phobia. He has no message, because if he has message, Uncle Fat Taxi app and family fans. When somebody is talking of 24-hour economy to revive our economy, no. Said a bit me a man bebride and then we also look at more productivity.
Yeah, Isaac from Pons or Nankasa deliver services on Fiverr, but he is saying that when it comes to security, don't trust anyone to develop anything for you on Fiverr. Now, Nipa Ben or developers are apps no. Are they not the same people now who do be usually more behind the scene? Are they not the same people who are delivering these same services on Fiverr? And I say Fiverr, you will need people we are money what Fiverr, how about when you buy the services expensive from them, they are different group of people. It depends on what you do with the person or what you tell with the person. One will say sometimes politics, I'm a team and we need any efria. That is something I think say as a nation we should start to deviate from. Because
it's surprising, say, we see how we do that.
We do also say catch say hono
nye. Nani out to hoya day. We say you shouldn't try the security and what. But all the microphone trust no because we do that. Now we do that no. We new the team say ho na adwuma wo ho bibia akoso wo ho kama ba wo there who said you who told you said there are no different services on the app. There are different services on the app.
Those services on the app no be legit be legit anyway we have actually finished with our program.
So what we want
to 1 hour with the Munufie and ye be see ha na nyame ya adoma ochina Yebesan Ababim. Fred, inti chenipa 1 or 2 be my na
said the no metia me NDC France for nyina ene Ghana for almost so ajebre 8 ye ne amanamanfo nyina omo ehwe anwumre natitiu NDC for me sha fa kwanya so na congratulate me constituency omo assemblyman by elections no mutime ewe ne so far. The election has been an impressive for NDC affiliates. Omo contest here, omo atimi make a lot of difference, and this clearly shows come 2024 no power and victory will be for NDC. My problem is that NDC should continue to be vigilant, match the EC boot for boot. Omo mo ni nyede enko EC no. From a day could be because the Duma be a wood no adwembone day because this elections ya me ehunu say seem to be day ho ultimately the 1 week organize assembly member elections you be say no you too complicated until all this while now what the kind also say o hwe je mensa on one kasa ntimi ngira na ho so enye elections
Debbie.
Because I have also West Wagon elections or yeah, Ophelia and Tokwasi, yeah. 2020 elections and also the same thing. Also, we are a grand and national or ye Gina so on one any elections in one brow obre. As we speak, there are some places I still are banning the yen to you. And so catch the gun of when you say what printed BBR ballot papers BBR the idea at the cover BSSBR, including police or more the or more escort to the safely. At the end of the day, no machines in a normally be uncle do baby. I said it could do what catch as a technical challenge. Now you have a catch as a own for Inca. Nipana Eden and Sabebo Mamia who say we are to Aba and I on to Aba. Where we have instances at twins. Ako one police station. Baako nsa machine afa baako ne nsa amfa nti na ɛsɛ baako ne yɛ dɛ ɔde abufuo kɔ na afu sɛ ɛyɛ national elections a obɛgya hɔ akɔ she will insist to vote na hɔ so sɛ na de kɔ kurom no bɛyɛ dɛ ɛbɛba no so ate aseɛ because a party ne te hɔ no onim sɛ nipa wei no meyɛ sure sɛ ɔbɛto ama me party a ɔnhwɛ so ɔyɛ dɛ nipa no bɛyɛ dɛ ɛnto aba no wate aseɛ nti no yɛde obi bi ase ɛnyame pa nim sɛ ɛbrɛba mu a ɔkyena nso yɛbɛsan yɛ dɛ ɛde ahyia mu na bɛkyia obiara the constituency foɔ nyinaa yɛta no South constituency ɛne me NDC executives a wɔwɔ France nyinaa so bɛkyia obiara.
All right. That's it. All right. Inti meda obi bi ase say unya amre na hwe 1 hour the Munufie program so na meda was say also to take part o send messages or comment here those kind of things as well also that was it. Inti to conclude no Isaac say dealing in photoshops that don't deal with collecting sensitive data and information. So what you are trying to mean is when you buy services on Fiverr, so when develop an app you actually say or send control the app no. But you only be empty and free. So you say any Ghanaian company. And I would him say the phone that network now using. Do you know who controls the data? And I wouldn't say no. Televisions now over here now or subscribe to those kind of platforms no. Only people controls that data. Internet now using satellite in our space and why the controls network no. We have laws in Ghana, so we develop an app, not so hand over the moment. That is why independent source code the man. Then he or she has the contract with you. Now I'll be managing what there. So then tell me.
I want to understand that now. I want to understand the higher price, because at that time, the BBI
the basic, the medium, and then the premium. So argument now.
Premium now you are in charge and you continue to control it. Maintenance update
beat me IBR never found time. See me that Obi as say ne o timi ne me etena nyame ya adoma ochena ye be sign ato so. Bye bye.